This is another one of my new pickups, and this time it's of Star Trek Discovery Season 1 on Blu-ray. Um, this series premiered in 2017, and it's one of the new Star Trek series that have been made in recent times. Um, Prior to that, there was the series Star Trek Enterprise, or the first couple of seasons it was known as Enterprise, and then this that ended. Star Trek Enterprise ended in 2005. So since from 2005 to 2017, when this premiered, there was no Star Trek on TV. Obviously, there were the movies from the Kelvin timeline with Star Trek Into Darkness and then Star Trek Beyond. So there have been Star Trek movies, but not Star Trek shows, and it's been at the time it was quite a long while before we saw any Star Trek shows. Now, as I don't know if most people know, I'm a massive Star Trek fan. I grew up mostly on the Next Generation, and I remember when it first aired in 1987 over here in the UK, and I quickly became a fan of that. When it came to the original Star Trek series with Captain Kirk and Co, I watched episodes here and there, but I wasn't kind of really heavily into it. But the funny thing is that when it came to the Captain Kirk era of Star Trek, I was actually into the actual movies, from obviously Star Trek the Motion Picture to Star Trek 6 for the Undiscovered Country. And obviously one or two of the characters obviously appeared in Star Trek 7 Generations. But I mostly was a Next Generation fan. Then obviously that spun off with Deep Space Nine. I was a massive fan of that because it was just so different. And it was nice to see a black lead, which we don't often see in shows in that period during the 90s. And with the Next Generation, should I say, going flipping back to I do own all the seasons of Star Trek: The Next Generation on DVD. I'm slowly trying to replace them onto Blu-ray because obviously because they've cleaned them up. They've cleaned up the actual episodes and even redone the effects. So I do have seasons 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. And there was a best of both worlds, parts 1 and 2, which I put into made it to feature movies, which I've got on Blu-ray. I might even do a video on that if people are interested. And there was a best of the Next Generation where it had a couple of the best Next Generation episodes, which I got really cheap. Deep Space Nine, I have all of them on DVD. Unfortunately, they haven't put those to Blu-ray yet. Apparently, I've been hearing rumours to do with the fact that it would cost too much for them to sit there to redo it. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I was a massive Deep Space Nine fan. It took like a couple of seasons for it to find its feet. But I'd say from seasons 3 onwards to obviously its final season 7, that's when it really kind of took off for me, especially after season 4. And then in season 3, right, when the Deep Space Nine got its own starship and the Defiant. But I just love the chemistry with Deep Space Nine with all the cast and crew. You can tell that we're having fun making that. Then there was Voyager. I enjoyed that, but I didn't kind of love it. The premises of the premise of the actual show was great, but for me, I don't know. It just it didn't fulfill its potential, but I still enjoyed it. Again, I have those shows from seasons 1 to 7. Obviously, that's the final season that they made. Again, that's not on Blu-ray as well. Again, I don't know if that's the same issue with the Deep Space Nine. Then we had Enterprise, which was set maybe 100 years before Kirk. Obviously, they only made 4 seasons of that, and unfortunately, it got cancelled after the 4th season. And then obviously, there's the ending on which people didn't like with season 4. I really do miss Enterprise. I think it was an underrated gem. Yes, I can understand why some of the seasons, why it was maybe season 2 and 3, why it was, it didn't do as well as it should have. But I do think that when they got the new showrunner, I think it's Manny Kuto. I think he worked on 24. That's for me when Star Trek Enterprise really kind of improved, and then they did the Dark Universe or the Mirror Universe, and that was kind of great. And I loved the way how, in the first episode where they did the episode where they recreated the scene from Star Trek First Contact, well, the ending where the Earth people meet the Vulcans, but instead of shaking hands to them, they end up killing them, and then you get a completely new intro sequence, which I thought was kind of great. Then you had the Superhumans. I think it was that was a 3-parter, and that was a really good episode. And then the plans that they had for season 5 were going to be interesting, which you can look up online. And then we come full circle with Star Trek Discovery, which is, I think it's meant to be set before before Kirk. I don't know how far before, but it's meant to be set before it. Obviously, I think the special effects in this, obviously, compared to the other Star Trek shows, were actually really great. It was a lot darker and a lot more gritty, hence why it's got a 15. Kind of reminded me of Deep Space Nine in the sense of the tone, but slightly more darker. Currently, obviously, now there's I've watched Star Trek Discovery season 1 through to season 4. And season 5 is supposed to be airing sometime next year, which I don't know when. I don't know if it's before or after Star Trek Picard season 3. So I don't know when that's going to be, but it's going to be next. It's going to be sometime in 2023. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, what I do like is that as the seasons have gone on, a lot of the criticisms that people had with season 1, each season it has got better season after season after season. They've done like a huge change, especially with season 4. Which I don't want to spoil in case anybody hasn't kind of watched it yet. So that's kind of been great. It's got better. Now, my only criticism with Star Trek Discovery is I wish that they would focus on the other crew members aboard the bridge, and maybe some of the ones in engineering, where they only tend to focus on certain characters, but not, which is something I think that I've missed a lot from the Next Generation and the Deep Space Nine Voyager, where even though sometimes some characters get more fleshed out than others, you genuinely get the characters fleshed out, but they don't seem to do that on this. And I'm hoping with season 5 that they learn from that and actually give the character, because it's like some of them, the main characters like Burnham and some of the other one or two of the others, we know a little bit about them, but some of the other bridge characters we don't know a lot about their background and about their past and stuff. And I would love to learn about the other characters. This is one of the first shows to have a gay couple in the actual series, which I think is great, because it's about time. Because I think back in the day, I think the networks were kind of scared of kind of showing that kind of thing, which I don't know why. Because we live in a diverse culture, and Star Trek is supposed to be about that. So I'm glad that they finally addressed that in Star Trek, because obviously it's meant to be this utopia. So anyway, as you can see here, it started Discovery season 1. It's a 4-disc set, Blu-ray set. I was waiting for, because obviously as before, you can get season 1 to 4 on Blu-ray. Now I have been waiting for a price drop for this for the seasons, and even these, as well with the Next Generation seasons, which I'm hoping that they drop so I can slowly start to replace them. For example, with season 2 of the Next Generation, there's possibly the episode where Starfleet wants to take data and then take them apart and build more data. He refuses, and then they're trying to and it's a battle between is data sentient or is he just a property of Starfleet? And the Blu-ray version of that is obviously the Blu-ray version of that episode is great, because what they actually do is that it's the extended version, so it's actually longer than what it was on the DVD, and even what it was broadcast on the TV channel. So I'm looking forward to watching that. So again, as I said, a lot of the Star Trek things is either like with Discovery, even waiting for these seasons to drop down in price, a reasonable price for me to get, or even the Next Generation, I want to get I want to wait for those seasons to drop. As I said before, I've got seasons 1 to 2, so I only need seasons 3 to 7. So hopefully, in time, I will be able to get those. I managed to find this secondhand for £6, which I think is an absolute bargain, because when I've looked online for this particular one, it was actually, even to buy it new, it's still quite expensive. Even to buy it secondhand, it's still quite expensive. And then there's something actually unique about this case, which I'll show you, because I have seen this available to buy a lot more expensive, but you don't actually get this kind of slip case, and that's what made me kind of actually decide to actually get this, because of the slip case, which I will show in a while. So you got that there, and then you've got the thing there, which I think looks kind of cool. Again, I don't know what it is with CEX, where they put their stickers on there, and then you still get that sticky residue, which is really hard to get off. I did do a video, which I haven't uploaded yet, which shows them my method in kind of getting rid of it, which I tried on this. I tried on X-Men Dark Phoenix, it actually worked on that case, and I've tried on this and it actually works. But with this, obviously, because this is cardboard, it's going to be, with the alcohol, it's going to be a little bit more dodgy, but I more or less kind of got rid of it. I'm trying to read what it says here, because it's kind of really kind of small. It's really hard to kind of it says here all, because I think there's 15 episodes in this, 15 episodes for season 1, so it's kind of great. You do get a little bit of features where it says to, I don't know what it says it, I can't even read it. You've got some scene features and deleted and extended scenes and promos, so you got that there. It doesn't come with any digital copies, I'm afraid. It says there's strong violence, sex, which I don't remember that ever being in it. Oh, maybe. Oh, actually, now I remember what episode what that was, and gory images. So now, as I said before, what made me pick this one up for £6, and there's a particular reason. It's a slip cover. So as you can see, a normal slip covers, as you can see, slip like that. So you've got the standard Blu-ray here. But what's a little bit special about this one here, as I'll show if I can get this back into frame, is you can hear the Velcro. As you can hear, the Velcro is actually holding this front together. And then when you kind of unfold it, you actually get the actual cast of the USS Discovery. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I mean, it's like you can see the Discovery there and all the crew there. So nice color image, and you can see the Velcro holding that image, holding this together. So that's kind of really great, and that's why I got it, because as I said before, most of the time I've just seen it like this, which is fine in itself, but with this with this slip cover, for me it's kind of extra special. It's kind of a bit unique to me. You can get this as a steelbook action. The steelbook version of the steelbook Blu-ray actually looks really nice, but again, it's not exactly cheap, and I would have loved to have got that, but it's quite expensive. So we'll take this out of the slip cover. Leave it here. As you can see, it's identical to the slip case. And what I do like is that there's virtually no damage, because a lot of the time when I've got slip covers, they've either got slashes in it or rips or cuts here and there. This one, luckily, it looks virtually pretty much almost brand new, so I've been kind of very lucky. Sometimes it's about being at the right place at the right time. I don't know if I can still read that. Don't think I can, because it's still too small. But yeah, this is kind of great. We shall open this up. Again, unfortunately, no digital copy. So we've got the disc, and then thank God they've actually put the episodes on each disc here, and then an actual image on the actual disc, which is great, because a lot of these companies, sometimes some of them just don't put anything on it. It's just a plain silver disc. So that's kind of great there. So that's disc 1. This is disc 2. There's another crew member there, and then the episodes. Disc 3, another different cast member there, and then you've got disc 4 with another cast member with another episodes and these special features on the 4th disc. We'll try and see if I can read what's on the actual name of the episodes. Because I think one of them's the pilot. It says the first on this one, you've got the Vulcan Hello, the Battle of the Binary Stars. Context is for kings. The butcher's knife cares not for the lamb's cry, and that's got special features according to this. That's disc 1. Disc 2, choose your plan. Let the magic to make the sanest man go mad. And I can't pronounce that because it looks like it's in Latin, and I'm going to butcher it, and I never learnt Latin in school. Well, we never got taught it. And then disc 3, into the forest I go, despite yourself. The wolf inside, the vaulting ambition. That's disc 3. And then disc 4 is what is past prologue, the war without, the war within, and will you take my hand? And what I did, although I did enjoy although there were some things that didn't work with season 1, I did enjoy season 1. I know some people didn't, because there's some people who, you know, are very hardcore Star Trek, and obviously if something doesn't fit the snuff or fit the timeline, I mean, they don't get very happy. Now, I did like the twist, that there's a twist in, well, actually there is a couple of twists in this season 1, which I thought was actually great. So, but as of all, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and as I said before, as the seasons have gone on, I've actually kind of really enjoyed it. Another thing that I do wish is that that they made the episodes standalone episodes. Yeah, I don't mind like Deep Space Nine did. It did 2 or 3 episodes, you know, two or 3 parters in the latter seasons of Deep Space Nine. But I think Discovery, for me, which I don't think they probably will do with season 5, I do think that it needs to go back to standalone episodes, similar to what Star Trek Strange New Worlds has been doing, which again, I've watched season 1 of that and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And again, when that drops down in price, I will get that as well. And that season 2 of that will be airing next year on Paramount Plus, which finally we do have in the UK. So yeah, this is Star Trek Discovery season 1 on Blu-ray. I'm thoroughly happy that I managed to find it at such a good price and with the slipcover. So hopefully, touch wood, I'll find the other seasons at a really cheap, decent price. Anyway, I'm sorry for me rambling on, because I'm pretty passionate about Star Trek. So and I hope it does show in this video. Anyway, please feel free to like and to share this video with your friends and family, and also to like, which only takes a second to like the video, because it helps people find me on YouTube, because of the YouTube algorithms are, you know, favour the bigger YouTubers, and us smaller YouTubers don't get a look in. So I really would appreciate that. It only takes a mere second just to like the actual video. If you already haven't, please subscribe to my channel if you want to see stuff like this and other content that are available on my YouTube channel. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care, bye for now, and wherever you are in the world, please stay safe. Bye for now.